Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a very pleasant night to you, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to Vega Conflict. It's time for Tier 11 to get started, and that means we have new blueprints to go over. Yay! Okay, first up, we have the Scrapper, the new vessel we have. Just going to do a quick once-over of the initial stats and the modifiers, and then go over to talking about the weapons, the armor, and the defense. First off, 2-hour repair time, typical of everything at this point. Effective range, up to 4,500 meters, okay. Health, it's basically twice what we had on the previous tier, because that's all that they do. Every time they increase the tier, they just double the health and damage and whatnot. So creative and inventive. So freaking boring. Maximum mass, 18,000 tons. Maximum cargo, well, not maximum cargo, effective cargo, 3,500,000 tons. Forward speed, 1,000 meters per second. Rotation speed, 58 degrees per second. Strafe speed, 680 meters per second. Sector speed, 600 astronomical units per hour. On to the modifiers. We're not here to talk about the other nonsense. Okay, it gets a 50% increase to Liberatus, damage specifically, so it just hits them harder. Armor health, it increases it by 50%, and it does 50% increased ship damage. Okay, well that's interesting. I wonder if it is a cumulative 100% against the Liberatus then, because that's just a hard slap to the face to any vessel that's in front of it. Weapon mass, minus 15%. Armor mass, minus 20%. Resurgence of 20%. An addition of 50% to whatever shield you equip on it. Okay. A 6-second recharge per second with a 5-second delay. Why did they not learn? We play in a game where we're outnumbered constantly. You don't do anything to make the gameplay interesting. It's just the same snot that's been blown over and over again at this point. And I guess you didn't learn your lesson with Tier 10, which I didn't like Tier 10 much of at all because it felt entirely like Tier 9, just completely copied and moved up a tier. Actually, no effort was put in whatsoever, in my opinion. And I'm not going to change my mind no matter what anyone says. Tier 10 was just a giant freaking mess of trash thrown at us constantly. Enough complaining, though. Onto the resistances. It has 25% kinetic resistance, a 100% alien, plasma, and blight nebula resistance, and 10% spectre resistance. It already has twice as much health. Why do you need spectre resistance in there? Okay, moving on to the weapons, which is where we get to start saying that they're copying everything at this point. Diversiform Missile, 10,000 damage, 5,000 maximum range, 450 meters blast range, and speed of 3,750. Now, why I said it's a copy is because as far as I'm aware, that functions like the manifold missile. So it was bad enough that they hardly tried with Tier 10, now they're just copying weapons from the lower tiers to the new tier. At least as far as I'm aware. Unless I'm completely incorrect. In which case, I'm still not going to change my mind because I just don't see them being original at all at this point in the game. They're just copying everything from the lower tiers, slapping a new name on it, and saying it's brand new. P.S. It's not brand new. I might as well just slur the speech because it doesn't really matter. Diversiform Missile 2. Basically the exact same damage per second, just a 10% increase. No range increase, no AoE increase, no speed increase. It only increases by a tiny bit in damage and weight. I didn't mention the weight in the first place, but it's completely irrelevant because by the time you get to Mark 3, or just pay for Mark 5, it'll be completely pointless to talk about the weight. Armor-wise, we have Reclaimed Armor 1 with 60,000 hit points, and a boost of 20% to shield energy and 10% explosive resistance. Let me just skip to the second one, which is the one you're going to want. 80,000 hit points, a 25% increase to shield energy, and a 20% explosive resistance change. So it gets a flat 10% to the explosive resistance on the armor. Yeah, that's the kind of tier we're going for. Every single tier that they introduce feels so freaking boring at this point. For all of tier 10, even when I was making the videos, which I was hardly making last year at all, I was banging my head against my keyboard, wondering why is all of this such trash? Why is it all such a boring mess? And I thought, oh right, this is just them doing the same thing they've been doing the entire time, copying something, changing the stats, and saying it's new. I'm not going to change my mind at all. I'm just against Kickside at this point. I don't really care what they have to say anymore. Reclaimed shield. I actually want to talk about it. The only difference between the level 1 and the level 2 is about 10,000 hit points. Just talking about the game and looking at the game is making me sick. Physically. Like I said, I better get out of here as quickly as I possibly can. Get all the stuff off screen. Bring us back to the base. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed whatever that can be classified as. But I need to get out of the game so I can kick back and relax again in something that's not going to physically kill me in the long run. Because every time I look at Vega, it just makes me nauseous at this point. So, to all of you that are still left playing the game, be safe out there in the void, happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.